What is depreciation for real estate investing? That's today's video. Let's dive in. Hey there, I'm Clayton Morris. I'm the founder of Morris Invest. We're one of the largest turnkey rental providers in the country. And today we're going to talk about depreciation, one of the all-important reasons we even invest in real estate in the first place. It's something that's so powerful that lets us keep more of our money in our pockets than sending it off to the federal government come tax time. So let's put this definition up on the screen. What is depreciation? Well, it's simply the reduction in the value of an asset over time due to wear and tear. Well, the government recognizes that things fall apart, and you have a great rental property, you've rehabbed it in 27.5 years. Those are the years, I don't know why they put that half in there, but that's what the government allows, that over time, 27.5 years, they believe that that property will basically fall to ruin, which doesn't happen because we actually don't lose the value of a home, really. I mean, when you compare it to the stock market, a stock can go down to zero. But rental property never ever goes to zero. Sure, in a down economy, you might see a little bit of a dip in property value, but over the long term, you're not going to see it ever go down to zero. It's frankly impossible. So 27.5 years is the amount of time that the federal government says your property will deteriorate. Now, what's great is that every year for 27.5 years, you get to claim on your taxes the depreciation of that property to offset your rental income. So let me give you a specific scenario, right? Let's say the value of the home that you purchased was $50,000. The appraised value is about $50,000, okay? Now what you need to do is divide that value by the 27.5 years, and you arrive at $1,818. Simple. $1,818 is what you would get to claim on your taxes every year as the depreciation value for that house, in general terms. Now, what does that mean? Well, $1,800 comes off of your overall tax burden. So now if your rent every year on that property is $5,000 a year, let's say that property brings you $5,000 a year in rental income, now I get to offset that by $1,818. So $5,000 minus the $1,800. And that's what I would pay taxes on, not the full $5,000. Make sense? It's a fantastic way to mitigate your overall tax burden. One caveat here is that the land that the house sits on is not depreciable. So you cannot depreciate the land value. So I've gotten in arguments before because I believe that rental real estate is the #1 way to create passive income in this country, and there's no better way. And occasionally people will say to me, what about raw land? What about owning raw land and leasing it out to people who want to put mobile homes on there or billboards or things like that? Raw land is another great investment strategy, but it is not as good as owning rental real estate. Simply isn't, because of these very reasons, that you cannot depreciate land. Land doesn't lose its value. It simply has its value, it's set by the market, and it's not going to, you can't depreciate it because it's going to fall apart over 30 years. It simply can't happen. A house, a structure, a car, an asset can fall apart. So that is depreciation at the basic level of residential real estate. Now, you could go higher and more ninja by hiring a proper accountant who can do what's known as a cost segregation. This is high-level stuff, folks, and it's not for the faint of heart. Cost segregations in the new tax code that came out, I think about 2 years ago. What the IRS said when they changed the tax code is this, that now we're not just going to let you depreciate the whole house. We're actually going to let you, as a rental property owner or a real estate investor, we're going to let you depreciate certain pieces of the house. Perhaps the roof needs to be depreciated at a rate different from the cabinets or the structure inside the house. Whatever it happens to be, the IRS was basically saying by allowing what's called a cost segregation to break down these costs over multiple items. Now, it can only be done by hiring an accountant who does cost segregations. You cannot do it on your own. You actually have to hire them to do it. And in some cases, if you own many, many properties, it could definitely be worth your while. If you don't have many properties, the cost of hiring that accountant, it might be offset by the cost of the accountant with how much you're actually going to save by doing a cost segregation. But if you have many, many properties, that accountant will actually fly into the town where you own your properties, spend all day going through those assets and breaking it down. They have to be licensed to do it. You can't do this on your own. But that again is a high-level ninja trick when you are ready to take things to the next level. It's worth having a discussion with your accountant on whether or not you're in a position to do a cost segregation. Anyway, that's a quick look at depreciation. I hope you have a good understanding of why this is such a powerful tool to help you keep more money in your own pocket. I'm Clayton Morris. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe button right here. And we look forward to seeing you every day, frankly. We publish videos constantly to try to make you a better real estate investor. Thanks so much, and we'll see you back here next time, everyone. Go out there, take action, and become a real estate investor.